My name is Hajime Shimamura. I'm currently 30 years old. Today, I would like to tell you guys a story about the incident that ended up with me getting a divorce. My ex-wife, Konami, is 4 years younger than me, and we had a daughter together. I currently work at the well-known MoniRobo Incorporated. At the young age of 30, I'm already a chef with more promotions on the way. I even live in one of the most prestigious apartments around town. I lived an extremely happy life. But that didn't last long. Before delving further into the story, I want to tell a short story about how I met my wife. It all started at a company party. I met Konami, who had just graduated college, and felt like I was struck with a bolt of lightning. It was love at first sight. But I couldn't approach her. She was the daughter of the CEO. I couldn't date someone that was way out of my league. I gave up before I could even try. Near the end of the party.
Would you like to talk?
What? Me?
Yes, you. I wanted to talk to you during the party, but I was too nervous.
She was the one who took the first step in this relationship. That's why I mustered up the courage to ask her on a date the day after. I even asked her out on our 4th date. I really like you. Would you go out with me?
I'm so happy. I hoped you would ask me that.
I felt like I was on cloud 9. I was able to date the prettiest girl in the world. The more time I spent with her, the more I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. One day, she invited me over to her house where the CEO of my company lives. I didn't want to keep things a secret, so I wanted to officially meet her parents. I was really nervous about the whole thing, but decided to find the courage and take the first step. I'm actually dating your daughter, and I wanted to tell you. Although it wasn't perfect, I could still get the message out. Unexpectedly, he smiled at me and said, "You don't have to be nervous. My daughter told me everything. And I heard you are quite the worker." Thankfully, the CEO already knew about me. Maybe he decided to look into my files after learning about the relationship. Thanks to my upbringing and achievements within the company, I looked like a great candidate for him. And the CEO didn't mind that I was raised in a relatively modest family. Looking at you, I can already tell your parents raised you well. It doesn't matter where or who raised you, but how they raised you. Thank you! I succeeded in befriending Konami's father. We continued dating for half a year. During that time, I worked hard to purchase the wedding ring Konami said she liked. I wanted to keep the proposal as cliché as possible, so I reserved a high-end restaurant and proposed to her that day. "Please marry me!"
Yes, of course.
Konami started to cry out of joy. I knew the proposal was a hit. Even her father was happy to see her get married, and we had a wonderful ceremony. Now that I think about it, it was almost too perfect. My co-workers were jealous of the news, but I don't blame them. Konami was the only daughter of the CEO, so I was next in line to become the company's CEO. Of course, this wasn't the plan, but the stars aligned perfectly for me here. When I met my father-in-law after getting married, he officially told me I would be the company's next heir. As you know, Konami is my only daughter, so I would like you to take the responsibility of CEO after me. What? Me? You really are an honest man. You didn't even consider this a possibility when you married my daughter. To be honest, many guys go after Konami for my position. So I tested you this time to see if you were trying to be my yes man. Oh, I see. Sorry, I didn't consider the possibility of me being the heir to the company. That's why I'm glad you married her. It shows that you really love Konami. I'm happy we met. Thank you so much! In the end, I decided to take Konami's family name to become the next heir to the company. This marked the first step in our family life. We had a baby, and my work life was fantastic. My life was nothing less than perfect. But, of course, things have to come to an end. Can I talk to you for a second? I just saw the receipt from my credit card company.
Okay, what about it?
You're using too much. How did you even use 10 million yen in a month? And this doesn't even include the cost of living.
Why do you care? You have the money for it. Stop being so sensitive.
This isn't about me. This is too much. You're spending more than I can earn. We even have to use the money your father gave me.
What's the problem with that?
Should we save this money for our daughter?
It's okay, we can ask for more. He won't say no after he sees his granddaughter.
4 years after the marriage, we constantly fought with each other. We didn't have time to spend with each other anymore. I'm trying to remember the last time we spoke to each other face to face. This was partly due to my promotion, but also due to Konami's actions. First of all, she doesn't do any of the chores around the house. She hired a maid to do all of her work. And what is she doing this whole time? Well, she's constantly partying with her friends. During this time, she would spend money like it was free. It has become to the point where I started to dread looking at the credit card receipt every month. Even though I'm a chief within my branch, I don't earn enough to supply her endless spending. On a lucky month, I'll earn about 400,000 yen. So why was I able to live in an expensive mansion? Well, the house was a present from her father. And the only reason Konami could spend so much was that her mother sent her a ton of money as a gift. With her reckless spending, the savings just go down and down. Even though the gift was for his granddaughter and not Konami. The worst part? She doesn't even look after our daughter. She just hired a babysitter to do all her work. And when I got home, I looked after our daughter while she went partying at a bar. It was even worse when our daughter was still a baby. When the baby cried at night, Konami would ignore her. So I had to look after the baby even though I had to go to work the next day. As her husband, I had to do something about her. I couldn't tell her father as it would put more stress on him. Even after 4 years, our daughter didn't get to spend time with her mother. Our daughter wasn't dumb. She knew her mother didn't think about her at all. They would rarely speak to each other at home. They didn't even seem like they were a family. I warned Konami about her attitude towards our daughter, but please tone down the spending a little. We'll lose all the money if you keep on spending it.
It's not your money. This money was given to me by my father.
Well, the money was given to both of us to support our daughter. And when we thought...
Konami told me everything. Stop being so pissy.
Mother, this is between Konami and me, please.
Do you think I want to talk to you about this? It's just that your way of thinking is that of the common folk.
The word you're looking for is common sense.
If we spend money, we help the economy move forward. We're actually doing this for everyone.
What about the money for your granddaughter?
This is why I hate talking to ordinary folk.
Sorry.
Well, I hope this is the last time we have to have this conversation. Let Konami do whatever she wants.
The person I was talking to is Konami's mother. She was actually the second wife of the CEO and was around 50 years old. She even buys expensive brands to make herself look younger. She's your textbook madam, the kind of person that uses money like there's no tomorrow. Konami is very close to her, making them look like siblings rather than a mother and daughter. They often meet together to buy even more stuff, even as far as to come to our house.
You're out of drinks already? Go buy them. And none of that cheap stuff. I only want expensive drinks.
As you can see, they treated me like I was their servant. With the two together, they were an unstoppable force of Karens. And the nail in the coffin is that my mother-in-law sees me as a common folk, which honestly makes no sense because she was also a common folk before marrying. I have many more incidents like these. I was almost at my wit's end with the two. So, one day... Please stop it! I'm not your servant!
Do you want to take that tone with me? The only reason you have money is because of my husband.
I wanted to say something, but it was the truth. This life was all thanks to my father-in-law.
And don't get too cocky. I'm always one call away from telling my husband.
She went as far as to threaten me. I didn't want to destroy my relationship with my father-in-law, so I just kept quiet. Whenever my father-in-law was around, my wife and her mother would always act nice. That's why I couldn't say anything. However, this would all change that one fateful night. That day, I returned home from a tiring workday. What is going on? Pick up the phone!
Uh-huh? What happened?
Why did you leave our daughter in the house by yourself? You told me you would look after her until I returned.
Oh, that? She was sleeping, so I thought it was fine.
Of course not! Do you know where she is right now? She's outside crying by herself.
She probably woke up early. It's not my fault our daughter is dumb. She should have just stayed inside.
She's 4 years old. Where's your common sense? Why would you ever leave a 4-year-old by herself?
Shut up!
I saw me daughter walking around the streets calling me name.
Daddy!
Rion! Are you okay? Where's Mom? Apparently, she woke up in the middle of the night, but her mother was nowhere to be seen. She became scared and ran out to look for me. It's okay. You're with Daddy now. I can't believe she had to experience something like this. This incident made me realize I have to do something about this. I put my daughter to sleep and waited for Konami to return.
We're back for more! Oh, hey, you're still awake.
The two were hammered beyond comprehension. Do you understand what you have done? This is child abandonment?
What do you care? Do you know who you're talking to?
They didn't flinch, but I was ready to bring down the hammer. I see. You don't feel bad at all, huh? Fine, I am leaving with me daughter. That day I packed up my stuff and left the house with me daughter. We decided to stay at a hotel for the night.
Daddy, are we going back home?
Sorry, Rion, we can't go back home anymore. But I'll be here for you. Is that fine?
Okay. Rion loves Daddy.
I love you too, honey. A few weeks later.
So what's your move now? Want to get a divorce? I bet you can't say yes. You don't have the guts to get a divorce.
No, let's get a divorce. I already have the papers signed. See?
Seriously?
Yup, you need to sign this, and it's official. We still have to talk about splitting the money, so I'll be heading there soon.
Whatever. There are a ton of guys that want to marry me already. If you're coming, then come during the weekends. My mom will be there too.
All right.
I don't care about the divorce, but you're not getting a single penny out of me. You can try suing us if you want. What an idiot. You were going to become the next CEO. Whatever, there's plenty of fish to go around.
They didn't feel a single bit remorseful. But this was actually good news for me. I see. It would have been better if you guys apologized. But I don't need to hold back if you're not apologizing. They had no idea what was coming. That was when my special guest arrived. Sorry to barge in. I want to talk to him. It was a CEO who made the two shocked.
What are you doing here? What's going on?
The two were confused by the sudden revelation. I want to get a divorce too. A few days earlier, I told the CEO about my intention to get a divorce. I told him everything that happened without leaving out a single detail. Even about the abuse I took from my mother-in-law. I thought this would backfire if he truly loved his wife. But he smiled and said, I see. Well, to be honest, I wanted to get a divorce myself. Apparently, he was also getting fed up with his wife's actions. We were facing the same problem. That's why he was already in talks with a divorce lawyer a few months back to get things handled. That's why he decided to help me out. With your attitude and reckless spending, I'm at my wit's end. I am a terrible judge of character.
Wait, let's talk this through.
But the father just ignored his wife's wishes. Konami, I was wrong with you too. I doted over you too much just because you were my only daughter.
What are you saying?
That's why I'm getting a divorce. As for you, Konami, you're going to live by yourself and learn how to be a productive member of society. Now get out of my house! After hearing what he said, they started to beg for mercy.
But wait! Let's not make rash decisions. Yeah, we need to talk this out. If I get a divorce, what will happen with Hajime and Rion? You said you wanted him to become the next CEO.
That's why I decided to adopt Hajime to be my son. I guess you two will be siblings now. As for you, if you keep this up, I'm going to have to kick you out of the family as well. That will make Hajime my only child.
But please don't! I'm begging you! Don't do this! Please don't leave me! Please, I'll do anything!
That was when the CEO's assistant came in and escorted the two out the room. After the incident, my father gave them money and completely cut ties with them. I don't think they'll be able to survive in the real world like that. As for myself, I live in the mansion where I was once kicked with my daughter. The CEO is now more strict towards me to train me to become the proper heir to the company. I would like Rion to have a new mother figure, but I decided against it after I found out she's still traumatized by the events. My new father also allowed my mother to live with me to care for Rion while I work. My mother told me it was like a dream come true for her. As for myself, I found two homeless ladies boycotting outside. They looked nothing like they used to, but I knew precisely who they were. So, I reported them to the police. I guess they couldn't adapt to their new life and became mentally unstable. At least they can eat adequately in jail.